Yeah, I'm shooting a little earlier in the day this time. Usually I shoot at night. So, yeah, that explains the uneven lighting. I'm sorry, I'm kind of next to a window, and even if I was on the other side of the room, it would still be doing a little bit of that, but we'll work with what we have. So, there's a few things I want to talk about that I found to be very interesting and useful about D standard tuning. So, lately I've been working on some new songs. I'm excited about showing those to y'all pretty soon. I made an announcement about that this past weekend. Y'all responded very well to it. I was very pleasantly surprised. With this songwriting project I've been working on, I've been experimenting with D standard tuning. So, D standard tuning, that's different from drop D. That's where you're tuning your entire guitar down by one whole step. Instead of standard tuning, which would be E, A, D, G, B, E, it would now be D, G, C, F, A, and D. So it brings everything down one step. And by the way, all these songs, I'm going to post one a week for the next few weeks leading into September. I'm very excited to share those with you because I've put a lot of time in on some new songs and even refreshing a couple of old ones. So one of the older ones that I'm going to be sharing, I actually originally wrote it in standard tuning, but when I dropped everything down to D standard, it was interesting to me because it it just has a different timbre, a different tonality. And one thing about D standard tuning is immediately you have access to at least 4 different types of standard tuning. So obviously when you're in D standard tuning, now your E chord is going to be a D chord. And it's going to have a different sound. You've got your D standard tuning, but if you put your capo on the first fret, now you're in E flat. And of course, a lot of songs back in the 80s and even kind of recently, popular tuning, it brings everything down half a step and you have access to different popular tunings. All of a sudden you have E flat, you have A flat, B flat. Instead of C, you have B major. Your F is now E. You know, things like that just kind of opens up the guitar just a little bit more. And of course, with the capo on the second fret, you're now back to standard tuning. And of course, if you bring it up to the third fret, you now have F standard tuning. But here's another cool thing that you can do. You can adjust the capo ever so slightly and leave your low string, I would say E, but it's actually going to be tuned to D. Your low D string, you can leave that open, and now you can use drop D tuning. So it just opens up the guitar just a little bit more. So you have at least 4 different alternate tunings all in one just using that. Now, another thing that D standard tuning can do is, so let's say that there's a song that you're singing and it's a little out of your range. You can bring it down 1 step and it changes the tonality, and it might even bring the song within your register. And it can also change the timbre of your voice too. So one thing about songwriting or even performing live is, you want to have songs that are within your tessitura. You want it to be comfortable. You want it to be within your range, and most of all, you want it to sound good. You want for people to enjoy what you're playing. D standard is one of those things that might help you out with a song that is otherwise out of your reach. And as a bonus, there's one thing that I found by using D standard, and this is more of an arranging deal than it is anything else. But let's say you're in standard tuning and you're trying. Let's say that you're trying to play something in the Dorian mode. Let's say like D Dorian, and maybe a change from D to maybe that change isn't as fluid for you. So by going to D standard, you can do something different. So bringing something down 1 whole step might make something fit your playing style a little bit better and make something a little bit more fluid. And also, just from an arranging standpoint, let's say that you're arranging a song for you to record. Maybe there's a part that makes sense for you to play in D standard, and then let's say you're just doing chords or you're doing some riffing, and the part that you're going to play makes more sense in standard tuning. It gives you options. It gives you options to play parts that don't make sense in one tuning, make sense in a different tuning, and also it changes the tonal character. It might improve the way that your final product sounds. So I know that I've talked on a little bit today about D standard, but it is something that I've been playing around with and just thought this is pretty neat. This is pretty useful. And yeah, so I'm excited about sharing some of these songs that I've been working on with you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, and I don't ask for people to subscribe often, I mean, I for some reason, I just think that if you're going to subscribe, you're going to subscribe anyway. If you're not going to. I mean, that's fine. But, hey, if you want to stay tuned for some of those songs I've been working on, please subscribe. And, hey, I will see you next time, y'all. Stay out and just try to stay in the cool, because it's still pretty hot outside. It's pretty nasty outside this week. It's about 105 all week. Actually, for the next 10 days where I'm at. Y'all, stay safe, stay cool, and I will see you on the other side. Take care.